Not to have a people pleaser, an idolater, a materialistic money worshiping demon ever listen to any idolater or sin with them, with anyone who accepts a bribe. Well, I could do soap operas. I have soap opera training with Crystal Carson, who taught Disney Channel stars, who were the lead, but they were strippers for bottle service. And so all these people work for Jewish companies, and they couldn't control how they booked prostitutes. But they were paid when they were exploited by billionaires every day, because billionaires were at their shoots, and it just affects the single ones who don't have forced hell. And they have to be left alone because it's demonic to find a problem. That's why I traveled the world and no one else was able to, because it became ran by a brothel. And it's because I had support, but there are 20-year models who have to be paid with their families, who've lived with photographers who are in Mexico, they haven't talked to baby boomers in 20 years. And that's why they shacked up and fornicated. But I followed God and repented my whole career, my whole life, my whole blog. And I would be paid $4 million for the past 4 years, but I'd be paid entirely for $1 million a year after one sin leads you to hell. And if you sin against someone, you think they're the Antichrist. And that's what it is to be Muslim or Mormon or Buddhist or Jewish or Christian who sins because it's a fundamentalist and it worships a horror film. For Europe or the world. Respect with billionaires, with kings and queens. Life. But their calling saved your life, and it still saves your life. And it's worshiping God every second of every day for the past 20 years, and it continues because they're a paid model their whole life and a paid celebrity media artist their whole life who makes the most in sales for every online business. Grounded, rooted, with God's Spirit controlling me. For you. Psychic for the future. No planning, no accounting. MGM owns Hollywood. You have to repent to never sin against someone again. No slander, no ego, no idol, no worshiping your own intellect, no listening to any idolater or sinning with them. No playing God for their life, no consulting or you're breaking a federal law. And it's prosecuted to be an accomplice of the brothel. To find a problem, to say anybody can find a problem. The brothel. Don't play God for their lives. Because it's breaking a federal law, and they are prosecuted. Believe in the unseen. We don't battle against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual darkness. You want power? You want healing, you want protection, you want God, you want heaven. Their side. Take the side of the oppressed. God gives them power. If you don't sleep with billionaires, you have billionaire clients. If you don't have an eating disorder and you repent from sinning, you can run the world. You're the right-hand man next to billionaires in the United Nations and the White House. God gives them power. Or it's an addiction. But it's money worshiping and idolatry either way. And it threatens those who threaten them. And God slays their enemies. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. No coveting. Or you're an accomplice. You're only as safe as they are by leaving them alone and never finding a problem. Because if you do, you're an accomplice of the brothel and you're sued and you're prosecuted according to federal law. It's common sense and very obvious. I have support, family support, because they fear God. And it's very obvious. God blesses those who bless you. You falsely accuse their savant calling. You are denying God, and you are threatening to kill them, and God slays their enemies. You can't threaten to kill them with money. So their families are the most blessed for blessing them and leaving them alone and being positive and encouraging. And they're paid the most because they bless them the most. And all the companies who supported them get a referral. But the companies owe. All the companies owe, according to a federal law. They're not blamed for anything the brothel causes. An idol in your life will destroy you, even if it's a good thing. Like expecting someone's time, expecting for someone to explain, expecting for someone to talk to you. To see them ever again. You won't see them again, and they won't be able to trust you. So you'll never see them again, because they'll be paid, but they'll have a restraining order from every business who accepted a bribe. And you won't be able, without them being paid, respected, promoted, encouraged, left alone with a restraining order from anyone who can ever find a problem. You have hell, and that's it. They have a future soulmate, so don't covet for their life. And all their family is living to be 100 and going to the best heaven when they bless them and leave them alone and don't listen to any idolater or sin with them. And they would pay for the babysitter to have a guest house for $15,000. Their soulmate gives them $15,000 for life because they need to be able to breathe and live and never have anyone find a problem and have a restraining order from anyone who threatens anything. Because you threaten a brothel. No matter what it looks like, you have to know they're the most bullied, but they're not. It's just that they're paid. So even if it looks bullied, you can't judge. They're paid, promoted, embraced, protected, restraining order from anyone who accepts a bribe, restraining order from anyone who finds a problem for the rest of their life. Because it's financial idolatry, and they have to have money and sales to live. I wouldn't even be alive, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. But that's the truth. I wouldn't.